love some homemade comfort food to comfort you after long days of work. If I do say so myself, this recipe of chocolate chip cookies will definitely have you going back for more. The texture of the cookie plays such a big role in the final product. You wouldn't want your cookies too chewy or too crispy. You want it right in the middle. These cookies would be perfect for the holidays, and personally, it has satisfied all my friends who have tried it. In this video, I will be explaining the preparation, the process, and the results of achieving these golden chocolate chip cookies. First, we are going to start by mixing all of our dry ingredients into a medium-sized bowl. In this bowl, you are going to combine your flour, baking soda, and salt. Next, you're going to mix together until it is well combined, and then you're going to set that bowl to the side and come back to it later. Next, we are going to mix our butter, sugar, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract into a little bit of a larger bowl. Make sure your butter is at room temperature. This is a very important step. We are going to add 2 sticks of butter, white sugar, and brown sugar. Brown sugar is the most important ingredient here when we're trying to achieve the golden chocolate chip cookie. It adds that richness texture to the final product. Now we are going to mix together all the products until it's very light and fluffy. Here's a fun fact about brown sugar. The reason brown sugar is brown is because it has molasses in it. Molasses makes a light brown sugar so light and makes a dark brown sugar so dark. And it adds that rich caramelly flavor. It just so good. After we mix everything together in our big bowl, we are going to add 2 eggs. We're going to add 1 egg, mix it together, and then we're going to add the other egg and mix it together. We're not going to add both of the eggs at the same time. After the eggs are fully mixed in, we are now going to add our dry ingredients that we set aside earlier in the video. We are going to slowly add it in while still mixing at the same time. Once you fully added all your dry ingredients in, make sure you keep combining to a consistency until it gets to the right texture that we're looking for. The last step is to add our chocolate chip cookies. But here's the trick. When adding the chocolate chip cookies, we're not going to stir it around because that's going to break down the chocolate chips. What we're going to do is we're going to use a technique called the folding method. Now, the folding method is when you're folding the cookie dough while mixing the chocolate chips in evenly. It's going to get spread around evenly. You just got to keep folding. You scoop at the bottom and you fold it on top. You keep doing this technique until all your chocolate chips are mixed thoroughly throughout the dough. By the way, raw cookie dough is one of my guilty pleasures, but I would not recommend overdoing it. Once your cookie dough is ready to bake, we are going to add it onto a non-stick baking sheet. We are going to use 2 tablespoons of cookie dough for each cookie. Make sure that your cookies are placed about 2 inches apart because once it starts to bake, it will expand. Now we're going to preheat your oven to 375 degrees. We are now going to allow the cookies to bake for about 7 to 9 minutes, but make sure you keep an eye on them. As soon as they turn that perfect golden brown color, that's when you know it's ready. After you take it out the oven, you're going to let it cool for about 1 to 2 minutes. Now, while it's cooling, you might see a slight change in color because the pan is still very hot, so the cookies are still going to bake a little bit more. They should have a little bit of crisp and softness to it, so you're getting the best of both worlds. This is one of my all-time favorite cookie recipe, and it's such a simple but delicious recipe that will definitely satisfy everyone's sweet tooth.